Hello, East Brunswick. This is Mr. Tippin again. This week, we're going to be talking about adding using 4 or more add-ins. As always, make sure you have a pencil and paper. Be ready to pause the video as we go along. There will be a practice problem at the end, and see if there's somebody nearby that you can talk about your ideas with. Today, we're going to be thinking about open number lines. Now, before we do that, I want to talk to you about the difference between a number line and an open number line. This is a number line. What do you notice when you look at this number line? For me, I see that it counts by ones. It starts at 20 and then counts up by 1, 20, 21, 22, 23, all the way up to 35. I also see that it shows a hop from 23 to 33 by adding 10. And in this number line, we could simply count up by ones to get from 23 to 33. Now this is an open number line. What do you notice is different about this one? What I see is that the open number line doesn't count by ones. In fact, it doesn't seem to count by anything at all. It's open. But it still shows the same idea. We can start at 23, and then if we add 10, well, 23 and 10 makes 33. And so the open number line is the tool we're going to use today. I have an example for you over here on my computer, so let's go ahead and boot it up. All right, let's see what question our computer has for us today. Peter has 64 blocks in his toy box and 30 blocks on the table. How many blocks does he have in all? In this question, it looks like we'll be adding the numbers 64 and 30. So how can I use an open number line to help me find the sum of 64 and 30? 64 is my starting number. Peter has 64 blocks. And now I'm going to use my number line to help me count up 30. This time 30 is a nice friendly number, and I know I can count by tens. So 64 plus one 10 would be 74. A second 10 would be 84. I've added 20 now. And to add 30, I need to add 10 more. So 64 plus 30 is 94. Counting by tens, that's pretty comfortable for me. Let's see if our computer has a more challenging one for us to look at. Samadi has 104 blocks in her toy box and 46 blocks on the table. How many blocks does she have in all? It looks like in this question, I'm going to be taking the 104 blocks that Samadi had in her toy box and adding 46 blocks to that number. So my number model would be 104 plus 46. How would you start here? I think I'm going to start with 104 on the left-hand side because that's my starting number. And from here, I can count up on my open number line until I find out the sum of 104 and 46. Last time, we had a nice friendly number in the number 30. This time, we have the number 46, and there's a lot going on in that number. But I noticed something right away. I noticed a combination. 6 and 4 makes 10. And really, that would be great if I could get to a friendly number. So now I'm going to add 6 to 104 to get to 110. Okay, now how much more do I need to add to get to 46? Well, I know 40 and 6 makes 46. So I'll make another jump of 40. 110 plus 40, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150. So now I know 104 plus 46 is 150. You might have thought about this in another way as well. You might have thought about it like this, where you had 104 plus 6 to get to a friendly number, and then adding on 10 4 times. And 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 6 altogether makes 46. Now let's take a problem that has a few more add-ins. In this case, there will be 4 numbers we're adding together. Let's take a look. Sam is saving money for a new Lego set. Each week, she saved a different amount. The first week, she saved $23. The second week, she saved $45. The third week, she saved $52. And the last week, she saved $42. How much did she save in all? There's a lot of information in this problem, so I'm going to read it through one more time, and this time I'm going to write down my number model. After reading through, I get the idea that we're going to be adding again. So I'm going to see if I can find my add-ins. Sam is saving money for a new Lego set. No important information in that sentence. Each week she saved a different amount. Okay, that's helpful, but there's no mathematical information for me. The first week she saved $23. I'm going to underline that. That seems like important information. The second week she saved $45. Great. Now I know I have 23 plus 45. The third week she saved $52. Okay, I can add that as well. And the last week she saved $42. How much did she save in all? Great. Now I have my number model for this question. 23 plus 45 plus 52 plus 42. Now, adding these all together at the same time is not something I feel comfortable with. But here's what's great. I know that I can add 2 at a time to help me find the sum of all of them all together. So I'm going to start with 23 plus 45. I'll start with my 23 over on the far left-hand side because that's my starting number. And now I'm going to count up 45. Now the first thing I want to do when I'm adding on an open number line is I want to find a friendly number. The next friendly number I can think of after 23 is 30. So 23 plus 7 gets me to 30. Now I'm still trying to count up 45. Well, I can add 30 because 30 plus 7 is still less than 45. It makes 37. And then to get from 37 to 45 is 8 more. So now I found the sum of 23 and 45, and that's 68. Now with the next part of my question, I can either add 68 and 52, or I can add 52 and 42. In this case, I'm going to choose 68 and 52. I'm going to use the same strategy I did before. First, I want to try to find a friendly number. So 68 is pretty close to 70. So I'll add 2. Now I want to try to find another friendly number. I'm still trying to add 52, but I don't know what 70 plus 50 would be right away. So I can add another 30. That gets me to 100. 32 plus what can get me close to 52? I think maybe 20 more. 68 and 52 is 120. Now that I know the sum of my first 3 add-ins, I can do the last step of adding my final add-in using my open number line. 120 plus 42, I already start at 120, which is a friendly number. So I can add 40 to get me to 160. 120 plus 40 is 130, 140, 150, 160, plus another 2 to get me to 162. So my final answer is $162. Let's look at all that again. First, I added 23 and 45 to get to a sum of 68. Then I started with that sum of 68 and added 52 to it. That gave me a sum of 120. So then I added my final add-in of 42. So my final number model is 23 plus 45 plus 52 plus 42 is 162. And this would be what you would see at the end. I have 3 open number lines to add all of my add-ins together. All right, here's your question to try out on your own. Jazzy's oak tree grows a different amount each year. The first year, it grew 64 centimeters. The next year, it grew 36 centimeters. The third year, it grew 45 centimeters. And the final year, it grew 58 centimeters. How tall was the tree after 4 years? All right, I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, happy adding.